So today we're going to share with you how you can develop a mindset and a level of confidence to understand that no one will ever take your partner, your loved ones away from you ever again. Stay tuned. So welcome back, and here we go. How is it that people will approach me on a daily, weekly basis? Practically had just a friend of mine last week say, oh, this guy just stole my girlfriend. And obviously we get the girls in the clubs who are always falling out with other girls because they stole their boyfriend. Or, we've had husbands, wives, cheating. What a shocker. But you won't see me doing that. Anyway, change topic. How is it that you can develop a mindset or some skills that will actually change the way you think about somebody stealing your partner? Because you can't steal something that doesn't want to be stolen. So what I mean by that is nobody's going to steal my wife. Nobody. Or no one's going to steal your husband if you use this mindset. Because no one can actually be stolen, can they? If you think about it, unless they are already unhappy in their relationships. In other words, they're making themselves available. Now, as you know, or will know, I'm in the entertainment industry. So I deal with literally thousands of girls on a weekly basis. Some of the things that go on are absolutely mind-blowing, but they're funny as well. There's some real life stories that we're going to go into later date. What will actually, you just shake your head in disbelief. Funny stories. But the main mindset I want you to develop and I want you to have for your own personal happiness is that no one can ever steal your wife. So I'm on my third wife, countless relationships. And I can safely say, I have this conversation with my wife, not on a regular basis, because we really don't fight. But it's about, listen, if you want to leave, you just have to say, I want to leave. You don't even have to give me an explanation. You don't even have to say, I won't even ask you why. So that's something really important to note. If you have the mindset where your partner fully understands that at any time you can leave, we're not going to fight, we're not going to argue, I'm too old for that. I'm just going to say, okay. I'll probably say, I'm going to the club. Let me know when you're out. That's what I would probably say. If you really do feel hurt, and I have been hurt many, many times, but I never really show that externally. It will be simply, okay, thank you for the journey. Let's move on. And there's also times in your lives, you go through different stages. Now as I'm in my 50s, I'm completely different to how I was when I'm in my 20s. And then 30s, and then 40s, and now 50. I did promise one of my brothers I was going to grow up one day, but I figured I'd leave it till tomorrow. So the strategy, the philosophy that you should be employing in your life and your mindset is that no one can possibly take anything away from you that doesn't already want to be stolen. They're not going to steal your partner. If she's unhappy or he's unhappy, they're going to find possibly somebody else. Or, worst case, is they stay around you and are miserable. I had one case with a girl I was with, and I was with her for about 30 days. And my role, I'm in the alcohol business, and I'm around bars and clubs all the time, every day. Ask anyone that knows us or is with us here across the water in the Philippines. I'm in that bar business. So as I said, no one can be stolen unless they want to be taken. That old adage that says you only chase a woman until she lets you catch her, and vice versa for men. So the bottom line is, if your partner genuinely leaves you or cheats or has an affair or whatever those circumstances are, I actually don't think cheating is completely different to me to engage in a relationship. I have a different set of rules in my life now. But when I was younger, it wasn't quite like that. But now as I'm older, I've just gone beyond not caring, because I care immensely for my wife, the fact that someone wants to be with me or not be with me, no one can steal me. It's like losing a friend. It doesn't even have to be a relationship like with your lover. It can just be like separating from a friend, which I've done on many occasions, and I'm sure many of them have separated from me. Great stories. When I was about 18, I went to Ibiza for the first time. Went there several times, loved it. And I went with a guy. We spent 2 weeks together. And to this very day, 30 years later, I've never seen him or spoke to him ever again. And it was going back that far ago. You didn't have mobile phones back then. You actually had to knock on someone's door or use an analog, dial phone. That's how old I am. I said to one of my buddies at the gym, I said, I'm a bit disappointed in this lad. We went on holiday together, had a great time, so I thought. I said, he's never even called me. We don't go out anymore, never calls, he never speaks, he never writes. But it's true. And my buddy said to me, well, Lee, do you like your friend? I said, yeah, of course I do. He's a cool guy. He said, but what do you really want for your friend? I said, well, I don't know. I just want him to be happy, I guess. He said, well, is he happy not speaking to you? I said, well, yeah, he must be. He said, well, what's your problem then? Get on with it. He's happy not talking to you or engaging with you, so be happy for him. Everyone goes through different journeys in their lives, but they're important because each one of those people that I've had long-term relationships with, I don't think any of them are really bad. I was probably the bad one. Well, I was the bad one, okay, I'll just admit it. But they weren't bad people. We just set off on the right path, and then our paths changed. Our rules changed. Our lives changed. My second wife was 21, I think, when I married her. When I met her and married her, I was 31. By the time I got to 37 or 38, I'd reached a point in my life where I just didn't want so many more things in my life. I was living in Las Vegas, $1 million apartment, all the jazz. And I just didn't want it anymore. I just did not want to keep doing this nonsense of just perpetually, pushing more money, more lifestyle, another Ferrari, whatever. I just said, I've had enough. Well, unfortunately, my wife at the time was only 27, 28 years old. She's still in the, I want more things, we need to do this, she wasn't very demanding like that at all, actually, but she was in that very much more stage, and I was in the, I don't really care. Can I just have a bed, an apartment, give me a bit of TV, and, go out with my mates, have a good time, and, enjoy my life. And, we parted ways, and it was an amicable split, to be fair. And that is life. So an emphasis of this cast today, it's having that mindset where no one can actually ever steal your partner. And if you feel like they have stolen your partner, then the best thing to do is to reflect on yourself and say, well, what did I do wrong? And in certain cases, you may not have done anything wrong. You've just literally grown apart. You've heard that phrase, right? And my other video that you'll see on those 3 magical letters, PDA, that you should be using in your relationship is testament to kind of the glue that holds you together, keeps things exciting, always looking forward to see your partner, always, being happy around your partner. I know for some people, some women, allegedly, not my wife, she's perfect, she's special. Then you cannot be harmed emotionally. Oh, it'll hurt, it'll sting for a bit, but you don't hold the resentment to the other person. Because they really haven't done anything wrong. They, a guy's a guy. He's always, pretty much always, going to be looking for an opportunity. By the way, there's plenty of girls that do exactly the same thing, like massively as well. And stories we got about that. I mean, I watched an interview on Andrew Tate, and he says, you think men are bad? You should see some of the women I've hung out with. They're like terrible. So he said he won't date anybody who's got a boyfriend, and then they lie. They say they haven't got a boyfriend. Then eventually it comes out, they've got a boyfriend. It's Andrew Tate. You get seen with him, you're going to be seen. Your boyfriend's going to get to know about it, probably be quite upset. He can only ask a question. You can only get an answer. And be true to yourself. And if your partner leaves you, c'est la vie. One door closes, another one opens. And that's true in all facts of life: business, love, life, relationships. So there you go. That's today's blog. Remember, no one can ever steal your partner. They already wanted to leave you. And if it wouldn't have been that person that so-called stole them, it would have been somebody else. Make no mistake about it. And believe me, if somebody you're in a relationship with somebody that's not happy, that's the absolute worst kind of relationship, because it makes your life miserable. You probably make their life miserable. You've got one life. I nearly died a couple of years back, misdiagnosed, got a problem, and I literally dropped like 40 pounds. I looked like I was going to die. My mates were taking bets I wouldn't make it to Christmas that year, and it was only November. That's how good my mates are. You've just got to let it go and grow. There you go. Today's message, folks. No one can ever steal your partner. They already want to go. Peace. Love to all. Have a fantastic day. And we'll see you on the very next video. Mwah. Out.
Okay, let's go. Okay, let's go.